April 2017, two community groups, Green Skills and the Great Walk Network, held a field day visiting sites within the Lake Muir Unicup Wetlands system. These unique wetlands are located in the southwest of Western Australia and form part of the living lakes of Gondwana Link. They support a wide variety of habitats, providing a haven for wildlife. The event was guided by Regional Wildlife Officer Ian Wheeler from the WA Parks and Wildlife Service.
The Lake Muir Unicup Wetlands are systems of wetlands that are really important for migratory birds. So they're listed under the Ramsar Convention, and the idea is to protect and conserve wetlands throughout the world. So these areas are actually really special because they contain large numbers of species. We can have anything up to 50,000 molting shelducks. It's a refuge site. It's also a drought refuge in really dry years. We have extensive areas of peat-based wetlands containing large areas of sedgelands, which are really important for various bird species. Primarily the Australasian bittern. We have about 1% of the breeding population, so that makes it a very important wetland for their conservation.
The group then visited Lake Unicup, where Ian discussed what makes these wetlands so special, as well as the history of their management and conservation.
So the Lake Muir Unicup wetlands are internationally significant. Our obligations under the Ramsar Treaty are to try and care for and to maintain and to stop it degrading. So that's where the revegetation comes in. So the revegetation in the upper parts of the catchment help to reduce recharge into the groundwater, which hopefully flows on and protects the wetlands further downstream. So we've got a couple of 100 hectares of revegetation, and if you look around here you'll see that it's all Jarramarri. The Jarramarri, we're in a lucky position that there was no Phytophthora, which is Jarrah dieback, and also no salinity issues up on the hill. So we were able to get in here and plant it all back to native species. But as you can see from the trees, they've actually grown really well. Some of the Jarrah are really nice form, and we're pretty pleased with the growth. It's thriving, and hopefully another 50, 100 years we'll have a wonderful forest as well. So the site we're actually standing on now was actually an active mine. If you look around you, you'll actually see the remnant vegetation that was left after the peat mining is actually expanding and reclaiming back across the lake floor again. So as you can see behind me, we've got the Bomia that's existing on the lake floor, and if you look across over into the lake bed further out, we've actually done some replanting, and that's actually a bit slow, but it's actually still alive, and we're hoping that eventually that'll take over the lake floor.
The Lake Muir Wetlands provide habitat for more than 20,000 wetland birds, over 10 waders species protected under international migratory shorebird agreements, 6 of the 8 endemic southwest freshwater fish species, over 600 species of native plants, and 24 species of priority flora and fauna needing special conservation management.
Lake Muir wetlands are amazing. They're number one, they're incredibly scenic, they're diverse, they're unbelievably different. Every single one is a different lake. You go from hypersaline through to fresh, and they're naturally occurring. The species richness is fantastic. The bird life's amazing. You have rare species, you have common species, and they are just a joy to be around because they're fantastic.
The Lake Muir Unicup Wetlands face ongoing management challenges. These include loss of bushland vegetation on adjoining farms, the need for ecologically sensitive fire management, spread of dieback disease, and the impacts of feral animals including foxes, cats, deer, pigs, and wild horses. The Lake Muir Wetlands are a wonderful natural heritage. Greater public awareness and government funding are needed to help conserve this area in the face of climate change and an uncertain future.